we've been chatting about this before, and like I really look forward to these Fridays. We've a pandemic we went through in last year. This was a great little time in the week, particularly connecting with you, Jimmy, and all of the MSP community. But today, Jimmy, I think it's over to you because you're gonna run the session today, and we're going to kick start the weekend.
Yeah, no. Thanks, JP. I have to say, just when we started this back in November, I had hopes that it would get going like this. And now we have such a great community. We have people like, Chris just popped in, coming every single week. We have people in and out. It's been so much fun. But I have, today is a special day because we have not only JP, but we have another Irish businessman, Mr. Aidan Kehoe here.
Can't believe I haven't been invited to this up to now. Yeah, it took Paddy's Day for me to get an invitation. I don't know.
I know. We've had like everyone else too. We had Jesvin. I can't believe it took so long. So Aidan, as you may have heard from some people in the company, what we do here today is we have quick chats, just 15 minutes. The whole point of Coffee Chat Live and why we started it is because we were sick of webinars. We didn't need an hour meeting every week, and we just wanted a quick break in the day.
Yeah.
So, it's a little informal.
You should change it though. We want to change it, of course, as soon as I get here. It really should be an Irish coffee chat where like everyone has Irish coffees at the start of the day. Be better than the regular coffee. Maybe we make that for every time I come on, we'll just do Irish coffees only, a bit of Jameson added in there,
Well, as you know, it's the morning for us, and it's Friday afternoon for JP and Cormac and Claire over there. So I suspect that there's been some Fridays where we didn't all have the same thing in our cup.
That's good. That's good.
But Aidan, so you run a cyber company, right? Yeah. Like do you have any challenges with that? Is that easy?
No, it's easy.
Hard?
It's funny. Yesterday, I don't know, like I mightn't get invited back after today, but yesterday, there's so many difficult cyber problems, and it's getting harder, and it's even harder on the team. Everyone's virtual and all that sort of stuff. We were in a meeting yesterday and I played this song. I'm going to play it so everyone gets a sense. So we're in a meeting, pretty intense, dealing with serious issues. And then this is kind of the team song. So it's actually starting to catch on. So I'm going to use this as my intro on the coffee chat.
Everything's not awesome. Everything's not cool. I am so depressed. Everything's not awesome. Whoa, I think I finally get Radiohead.
So I played that right in the middle of the meeting, something really intense when I would just hit play and start and let it play for that same amount of time. And it's become kind of now the theme song for some of the more difficult places. And anyone who's kids knows that the Lego movies, I definitely watched them, but yeah, it was good.
Is that the key?
I'll give you a sense. Everything's not always awesome, but it's good to have fun with it too.
That's the key at running a cyber company. You need to have some songs in your pocket ready. You
gotta have the right songs, Jimmy. You gotta have the right songs,
The right songs.
Yeah.
Now, Aidan, this Coffee Chat Live, it started really with JP and his team, and we've been focused on, connecting with MSPs all across Europe. You came from Ireland over to America before you started Scout. Could you talk about that a little bit? Is it, what you expected, not what you expected? How has it influenced you?
Yeah, I think, anyone who's grown up, like Chris, who's myself and JP, or you grow up in Europe, you grow up a certain way where you're used to working hard. It doesn't really matter what the issue. Hard work's kind of a given there. And in the US, one of the great things about the country is it's a level playing field. The reason the US has an immigration problem is that everybody wants to come in and nobody wants to leave because it's a great place to be. So, we've been very fortunate that, we've been presented with opportunities. For me, I was affected by the cyber problem myself when I had a business with ransomware, and I had a customer at the same time who had a problem, and that made me look into it. And I really fell in love with the problem. And I thought, if I'm going to get up to work every day, I want to work on something that has purpose, something that has meaning. And, I like to have fun at work too, as anyone who works with me knows, even though the content can be very serious. And I saw Rosemary there, I think, put something in the chat about depression and mental health. So we spent a ton of time at Scout focused on that. And I think our industry suffers tremendously with mental health challenges. And I care about kind of solving really difficult problems and trying to get people who want to come work with us who care about solving hard problems too. And we're very fortunate that we've got a lot of great people, like a lot of them are on here.
Now, Aiden, something you said there about, working on hard problems and, trying to solve them. Like what types of problems do you see the MSPs dealing with now? Like the partners that you're supporting, and has it changed over the years since you started Scout?
Yeah, it has changed. I mean, right now, our partners and the ones we work, they're all overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed to begin with. Like they've got more work than they have time. And I think, their customers are afraid. So one of the things actually I was talking to the team about yesterday, it's not just the problem, it's the emotion associated with the problem that people are struggling with too. So people have been, at home locked down for a year under very difficult circumstances. Some people not being able to see their families. And then you add in like a cyber attack on your customers in the middle of that. So that emotion of fear is very, very, very difficult thing to deal with. So we try to support them. I think what we're seeing changing a lot is speed and volume. Speed's going up, volume's going up, and it's not getting easier, and it's not going to get easier. So what you do in those situations is you just have to prepare, and try to make investments in things that makes the automating part of your business happen so that you're available to deal with your customers when you can. So those are kind of the big things we're seeing. In addition, though, it presents a huge opportunity for MSPs. So we think there's going to be, a lot of revenue for them to make and profit for them to make. That would be very good for their business. Also good for the economy, good for the community, good for hiring when so many people are out of work. So, we don't want to just view cyber as this old scary problem. We want MSPs to look at it as this great opportunity for them to really kind of help and support people and their customers and help their own business grow,
Aiden, I do want to ask you about, St. Patrick's Day, and we'll get that in a second. But I when we first met a couple years ago, you started talking about this idea that the cyber problem is going to get worse.
Yeah.
And, eventually you started talking about the cyber Armageddon or something like that happening. And then last year you're like, we're really close. It's going to happen. And then the SolarWinds happens. Then the exchange happens. Yeah. Was that the cyber Armageddon? Is there more?
We're what's difficult for a lot of people to fathom is that this could only be the beginning. So our belief is that we're until you see the internet getting fully redesigned, which is going to happen, is our belief is going to happen at some point, that there'll be different versions of the internet. Until you see software getting built differently, where you can't prevent these things from happening, right? Unless you're really, really diligent and you have a lot of money, and most products and services and things that get built are getting built quickly to solve market challenges. So there still is and will be great innovation, and I think we're going to continue to see great innovation in security, but it's difficult because you don't see anyone robbing a bank anymore, right? So there's bad people that have moved online, and we kind of think of it like, if there was law enforcement online, we would want to be part of that and help and protect people. And it all goes back to that purpose in the work for us. But to answer your question directly, yeah, I mean, it's here and it's just beginning. And that's why you got to prepare. It's like, have we built a big enough boat is kind of how I think about it. Yeah. And it's also difficult. Like, it's not an easy problem. It'd be one thing if it was like, you could build a solution and walk away from it. But there's lots of, different challenges associated with it that the bad guys change their tactics too, and benefit from those same things that software teams benefit from. So when you have growth in all those areas, it presents vulnerabilities that becomes easy for people to exploit. Yeah,
no, I couldn't agree with you more. It's really interesting, the idea of, a new internet and really needing an overhaul. Like you look at things like email and how that was inherently designed insecure and all the problems we
Well, it's
have today.
designed open to
Yeah.
like Microsoft want you to receive your email, right? So it makes it hard. Yeah.
So changing gears a bit here, and maybe opening the floor to a bit. So in America, as you know, on St. Patrick's Day, everyone walks around and pretends they're Irish or says that they're Irish today. So I'd like to hear from you, like how did you celebrate this year, and was it different than any other years? Is this holiday special for you?
Jimmy, before Aidan jumps in, I just want to call it out. You look more Irish, Jimmy Hassel. The beard and the Irish hair than anyone else here on the line. So, want to call that one out for sure.
Tell one funny thing here. One day we were in the office when I had first started, and there was a bunch of people from Ireland over. I think it was Enterprise Ireland or, some organization was over. And they were all so confused when I walked in and I started talking with like an American Northeast accent. Everyone was like, wait.
Who is this guy?
I know. Well, this year was weird because it was around the anniversary of like moving to work from home, and just so St. Patrick's Day is synonymous with parade, being outside and being with people. So, we didn't go anywhere, celebrated as a family at home with the kids and stuff like that. But, I'm looking forward to when we can all be outside. I think next year is going to be great, when everything hopefully is kind of back to normal, we can all see each other again. And I'm usually on the road a lot. So majority of my St. Patrick's Day celebrations have been somewhere I wasn't expecting to be. So I've gotten to see parades in lots of different places,
Yeah. But what about, I see David, Darren, Rick, Chris. Did anyone celebrate this week? Anyone doing anything fun this weekend? Chris, you've always got some plans. What about you?
No, I was just thinking, no, the exact opposite. I mean, I guess normally, a little bit like Aidan said, I'm normally kind of on the road anyway. So normally you take any kind of celebration for any kind of event the best way you can and kind of join in. St. Patrick's Day, it's a strange one, I guess, because I imagine it's probably far more celebrated in the US than it is in the UK. It's a thing over here, but it's not as big a thing, I would say. But especially this year, you're right. I mean, the pubs in the UK are still closed, and I guess any kind of celebration along those lines in the UK at least would revolve around pubs. So almost with no pubs, there's no events. So yeah, it's been a bit of a strange one this year. But I think that next year, I mean, it's going to be different, right? I think next year everything is going to be almost amplified. That everyone are kind of trying to make up for lost time. So I suspect next year is going to be pretty good fun.
We'll have to have Aidan host a party for all of us next year.
No problem. No problem. Happy to host.
I think everything's been kind of muted, and I, for one, have decided to put my time into work.
Yeah,
that's it. I think a lot of people have.
And I guess whatever the celebration, I mean, this week might be St. Patrick's Day, but it's about celebrating those things anyway. And like I said, we said at the start, whether it's a small cup of coffee with friends on a Friday or St. Patrick's Day or whatever the holiday might be, we're all gonna need to celebrate it. And I had one question, Jimmy, just if it's okay, and I know we're going to wrap up shortly, and it might be something that others on the line might appreciate as well. Like what you have here in some MSPs, but ultimately entrepreneurs, people running their business, running their family, as Rick said, in a pandemic. We're all at home. What might be the one or two say North Stars or guiding principles when you look into 2021 for business leaders today?
Yeah, I think my own sense, and you can take it for whatever it's worth, is that things are going to rebound faster than most people expect. So I think it's going to come back really, really fast, and most people aren't prepared for that. Second, I would say, is being laser focused. So the one lesson I got from the pandemic is that, like, when everything got difficult, managed to move away a lot of distractions and really, really focus on what was essential. And then lastly is the power of your team and making sure your team have what you need. And it's not, I don't mean, you know, just financially or tools wise, but each person's motivated differently for different reasons. So whether you're a team of one and you've got friends, family, like what are you doing to make sure your everybody in your immediate circle has what they need, or a larger team, how are we certain that every single person has been thought about? So that was kind of how I'm thinking about it, and what I think would work for others too.
It's great. It's great advice. One thing too, I saw David's head nodding a little bit when you were talking about the future, you know, redesigning the internet and the cyber Armageddon and all that. So, you know, I've always loved what David says when he opens his mouth. So I wanted to give him an opportunity to do so here.
Oh boy, we're doing it. We're doing it. I think that's already happening. As far as internet levels, I mean, I haven't really delved too much into this, but I think there are different tracks. Even the internet where we operate and live on now wasn't where it was however many years ago. I don't know what the terms are called, but yeah, we're already there. It's going to be interesting. I'm glad that we're partnered with Scout. Like Aiden said, it's nice to have a purpose with what you do. And with cybersecurity, because it is, you know, ever changing, it's not just like, all right, we're setting it and then on to the next thing. You got to stay on it. It's just really cool that we're partnered with you guys, and that you guys care so much. So I'm just grateful to be here. Yeah, the internet, I don't know too much about it, but yeah, I think that's already in the works, James.
Well, thank you, David, and thank you everyone else. And you know, as we do here, we like to keep these short, sweet, quick. So you know, with that, we'll end the stream. And thank you everyone for tuning in on Facebook and YouTube, and everyone here live.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.